Hello, everyone. It's Brian here with the letter G for Jakob or Jacob's Alphabet Thread Challenge. Now, I'm way behind everyone else, so this will take me a while to catch up. But G. Here we go. Again, I selected some CDs. And again, I would say that I chose things that are maybe not so well known, but you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Just let me know. But the first one I chose is from a guy called Tony Jabal or Jabal. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. This is Native of the Rain, which came out in 1997. I'm not even going to look it up. 1997. It's 1996 recorded, so probably 1997. The reason I became aware of him was because of the Robert Fripp universe. Now, in the I'm not sure when it began, but there was a period of time where I went down every Robert Fripp rabbit hole I could find. So all the King Crimson, the solo projects from people who participated in King Crimson, everyone who had a sort of relationship with King Crimson, the Guitarcraft. So he was known for having studied with Guitarcraft, Robert Fripp's Guitarcraft. And so in this record, he plays a 12-string guitar in, I guess you would say, a Guitarcraft manner. I guess they use the Guitarcraft tuning, which is new standard tuning, I believe. And so this is a very quiet acoustic record, which I think is really, really good. And I'm looking at it, I think of two things. One, that I can't believe I bought this that long ago. Where does the time go? And secondly, I haven't heard it in a while, so I should probably put it on. That's what the CD looks like. And published by Discipline Global Mobile. So I used to go to that site all the time. Not so much recently, because you'd find everything that had sort of a relationship with Fripp, even if it was a bit tenuous. Canadian content. This is a project called Glissandro 70 from two guys, Craig Dunsmuir and Sandro Perry. Now, Sandro Perry has a number of other solo recordings, plus he's also known as Pulpo. This is published by Constellation Records, which, as I've mentioned frequently, is a favorite record label of mine out of Montreal. This band is from Toronto. They only recorded this one record or album in 2006. Somehow it's a promo, I don't know why. And this is a really fantastic CD. I even hesitate to describe it because some people would say it's experimental, or at least electronic jazz rock, post-rock, because it fits in that Constellation Records sort of post-rock thing, but also I've heard Afrobeat, or even disco, which is really interesting. But it is phenomenal. I really love this record. Just so, right from start to finish, it's so great. And I do have some Sandro Perry solo releases, but I don't. This is obviously the only one, because it's the only one they released. But I think it's really enjoyable. I don't know why they only did one. And then, over the course of this thing, I've mentioned the alphabet. Even though we're only at letter G, I've mentioned Godspeed You Black Emperor so many times. So I had to pull out these Godspeed You Black Emperor CDs. Now I have the full range of Godspeed You releases on vinyl, but on CD I just have a few. But they're important to me because this is when I discovered them. So this one, XXX F sharp A sharp Infinity XXX, I guess that's how you pronounce it, is I think the first one I got from the band. They are the nexus of so much music in Canada, the godfathers of Canadian post-rock, the band that influenced so many people, the band that has tentacles everywhere. So members from here end up in so many different side projects and other bands that it's hard to keep track of them all, but really influential, at least up here, I think. Really interesting music that I've always really liked. And always have interesting album artwork. So that's the first one I got, and I think the second one I got would have been Slow Riot for New Zero Canada. Here, Canada's spelled with a K. That's the inside. Again, really terrific music. I don't think there's no booklet in here. That was like an EP. Yankee UX. These are out of order. Yankee UXO Unexploded Ordnance. Again, really interesting packaging. That's kind of interesting graphic there. Lift your wrists like antennas to heaven. This just has 2 CDs in there, but really interesting artwork again. So yeah, a really interesting band, and hard to underestimate or hard to understate their importance. Let's say that. And then again, back to the whole where you just follow paths out from music you've heard. This is From the Caves of the Iron Mountain by Stephen Gorham, Tony Levin, and Jerry Marotta. And of course, Marotta, I should say. I didn't know who Stephen Gorham was before, but he plays flutes and reed instruments and that kind of thing. Tony Levin has been around for decades, of course, and played with John Lennon even, but for me, became known to me because of his work with Peter Gabriel and King Crimson. And of course, everybody knows Jerry Marotta, a really influential percussionist. So we have Steve Gorham on East Indian flutes and reeds. We have Tony Levin on Chapman stick and basses, and we have Jerry Marotta on drums and percussion. And they actually do go to a cave. They go to a cave and do a binaural recording in this cave in the Catskills. This is the insert for it. This came out in 1996, right? 1997, I was close. And there's the insert, which lists some information about each track. For example, there's just a lot of information about, Steve starts on band Surrey, Jerry and Tony enter, Tony playing the box bass. The Widow Jane Mine, in which Jerry plays percussion, Tony NS upright, and Steve does some harmonic overtone chanting. So really interesting. I really enjoy this album. And for more Canadian content, a band that I never liked the first time I heard them, that is the Great Lake Swimmers. This is New Wild Everywhere from 2012. And as I say, I have their first CD over there, which is the first one I owned, and I thought it was really boring. I thought it was like an uninspired Fleet Foxes, but I think I've grown to like them a bit more than that. This is the band's fifth record, fifth album. It's, a pretty standard booklet in here with lyrics and everything. And this particular edition is the limited edition CD because it has a bonus disc which has acoustic versions, although the band's fairly acoustic, demos. And the last track is What Was Going Through My Head, which is a cover of the Grapes of Wrath song, which is actually really cool. So actually a pretty interesting band that I guess I downplayed when I first heard them, but have come to like. I don't have anything by them on vinyl though, just CD, which is fine. And then this is a CD from Trey Gunn, who is originally from Texas, called The Third Star. This is 1996. And he is a progressive musician, and the reason I became aware of him was because of his work with King Crimson. He was in an iteration or two of King Crimson, recorded with some of the projects. Project 2 for sure, I saw that project in concert, and I saw him with King Crimson at one point on the Thrack tour. And then he's done a lot of other work. He worked with Fripp on the Fripp and Sylvian recordings, and so many other things. It's hard to list them all. I won't list them all. And he plays the war guitar and the Chapman stick. This is a pretty good recording, I think. I have another recording from him called Live Encounter, which I think is credited to the Trey Gunn Band, perhaps. Anyway, he left King Crimson after a few years and went on to other endeavors. But a really interesting listen. All right, so that's letter G, and I might combine some letters in future because it will go faster. But thanks for watching.